All right, we're back with a man who's done it all and started some of our favorite movies and TV shows of all time, from Fargo to The Big Lebowski. And Boardwalk Empire, Steve Buscemi, is schooling us all once again, joining the cast of his hit show Wednesday as Principal Dort. Steve, good morning to you.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah,
I mean, there are a lot of fans here.
That's a big deal.
Got a lot of fans in here, I see. Yeah, a lot of fans. Well, you're legendary. You have a legendary resume. 196 acting credits, to be exact.
Wow.
I mean, it's really.
Let me name them all.
But they say you were a little. You said you were a little nervous to join Wednesday.
I was, because I was such a fan of the first season. And I don't know, it's, whenever I'm the new person coming into a show, it's a little nerve-wracking because you just know them from the show. I had this experience before. I came into The Sopranos, well, actually, I directed in the third season. And that was terrifying because I come in, now I'm directing these characters that I totally believe are real. And it was, nerve-wracking. So this was a little different because I knew it was Tim Burton, but I hadn't worked with him in over 20 years. But I don't know if I was, intimidated, but I was a little nervous. You're like the new.
They may be nervous to see. They may be nervous to meet you, though.
Oh, Steve's walking in.
Yeah. And you worked with Tim Burton to put together the whole aesthetic for your character based on Edgar Allan Poe.
We both kind of came up with the idea because in rewatching the first season, I saw, this there was a statue of Edgar Allan Poe, and I went, well, what if my character fancies himself, because he's such a Nevermore fan. And when I told Tim about it, he showed me in a script he had drawn a picture of Edgar Allan Poe next to, and then he gave me his Edgar Allan Poe action figure, which I think was from his personal collection. It wasn't like he just bought it. I think it was like really his.
Has one laying
Of course he does. Of course he does.
I didn't even know Poe had an action figure.
Who knew?
Well, the look is perfect. Let's go ahead and take a look at a clip.
You have the sizzle factor I've been looking for.
Wow. I'm honored, but I'm not so sure I have the time to take on something like that. I'm really sorry.
Me too. I mean, you are a scholarship student, right? The school is in a financial pickle, and if we don't meet our fundraising goals, I may be forced to let some of the scholarship students go.
Okay, so there you are on Wednesday. We mentioned all of the other things that you've done in television and film over the years, but we also noted that your characters don't always meet the nicest end. And we looked up some statistics here that apparently you have died on screen more than 20 times. So if you could bring back one character back to life, who would it be?
Probably Donnie from The Big Lebowski.
Yes.
Because I love the way he died. He was literally scared to death. This is so unfair. He did not deserve it.
The iconic
Most of my characters deserved to die. This one didn't.
The funeral was hilarious.
I remember the funeral with the Folgers, your ashes in the Folgers can. They blew back on the dude.
That's
one of my favorites. Well,
classic,
maybe there's a future for Donnie. We'll see.
Yeah.
So also the studio. I mean, this show comes in with 23 Emmys. You want to talk a little bit about that?
I was actually working in New Zealand at the time, and got the call and saying that they want you to do this little. And I read the script, and I'm like, the original script, they were really going after me.
Oh, really?
They toned it down. They toned it down with but then I got on the phone with Seth Rogen, and he goes, "We love you. Could you please do this?" And so I went there and I did it. I had to be back in New York, it was a very short window. But Martin Scorsese, to be, in that episode, to be in, the lead in the Scorsese movie, I just loved it. I loved the whole idea. And I love that they played on my name. We've been talking about this guy for half an hour. Nobody knows how to say his name. I don't know how to say my name.
Well, for years, I feel like it was Buscemi. Everyone was saying Buscemi, right?
I say Buscemi, but I don't. But Buscemi is the, the Italian way to pronounce. So it's not wrong. Yeah. So.
Well, Steve Buscemi,
Yes, thank you.
we appreciate you being here. And they keep bringing up all these shows. I'm like, what haven't you been in that I don't love? Everything. Yeah.
Now, I know you've done so much throughout your career, but you've never quite played a character like Principal Dort. So what was it like when you went through the script and you finally got introduced to your character?
I loved it. First of all, I was excited to be working with Tim Burton again because I had done Big Fish, but it was over 20 years ago. And then to get this character who was, was replacing one of my favorite characters of season 1, played by Gwendolyn and Christie, Principal Weems. So now I'm the new principal. It was a little, I was a little nervous going into it, because I'm such a fan of the show. But everybody was so welcoming and warm, and to get to work with Tim again was great.
It's just a fun character to play.
Yeah, and there's nobody better at acting than Steve Buscemi. So whatever you do, we are in for. Now, high school, for better or for worse, it's about cliques, it's about groups. Yeah. If you were to attend Nevermore, would you be more of a normie or an outcast, and why?
I mean, you can't get into Nevermore, unless you're an outcast. So I'd have to be an outcast. Okay. But I'd probably be an outcast of the outcast.
Really on that outer circle. Yeah. Well, you brought a clip for us to check out. So
yes.
Let's take a look at it.
You have the sizzle factor I've been looking for.
Wow. I'm honored. But I'm not so sure I have the time to take on something like that. I'm really sorry.
Me too. I mean, you are a scholarship student, right? The school is in a financial pickle, and if we don't meet our fundraising goals, I may be forced to let some of the scholarship students go.
There's always a great close-up on your face. We always got to see the Steve look.
That was the first scene I did, and that was Joy Sunday, who I got to, do my first scene with. She was so welcoming and so great. But I was probably most nervous on that day.
Well, and you mentioned you and Tim Burton got to work together after 20 years.
Yeah.
What was it like to collaborate again with him?
It was like we picked up where we left off. He just loves actors. He's so good with the actors and the crew. And it's rare that you work with somebody, a director who has such an amazing visual sense, but then also is good with actors, and he gives actors a lot of responsibility. And it was fun to kind of develop this character with him.
Well, you look like you're having a lot of fun right now. Somehow you have enough time in your schedule to make a cameo in Happy Gilmore too.
Yes.
So I got to know,
hilarious.
How did Adam Sandler ask you to be in the film?
Well, I just get the text from him. He calls me Boosh. Boosh, really? We're doing it. I'm like, okay, I'm in. But it was while I was in Dublin filming Wednesday.
Wow.
So I'd have to take these quick flights back to New York, do that, get right back on a plane.
Amazing.
I think it's almost a given that if an Adam Sandler movie's coming out, Steve's going to show up. So you got to bake that into your schedule.
Sometimes.
It's like the 15th time they've worked together. I think he's got you on speed dial by now, too.
Yeah.
It just says
I think
Boosh, and he
I've
fits
worked
the
with him the most.
Yeah.
Starting back before he made his own movies, we were in Airheads. And that was how I first met him, and we became fast friends. And
it's such a testament to your range to be able to do all of those projects that Jesse listed at the beginning, Boardwalk Empire, The Sopranos, so on and so forth, and be completely believable and entertaining in a silly Adam Sandler movie, and it fits no matter what. How's that work?
Well, but comedy is always what I wanted to do. So for me, it's surprising that I ever did things like The Sopranos and Boardwalk Empire, because I grew up on the Three Stooges and Jerry Lewis, and so and Adam and I bonded over those shows, and so I love doing comedy. So to me it makes total sense that I'm doing that kind of work too.
Yeah. And Wednesday is about high school, so I want to ask, what were you like in high school, Steve Buscemi?
I actually tried hard to be a normie. When I was in high school, I was a jock. I was on,
Really?
I played soccer, I wrestled, and sometimes I was, like a class clown, but other classes I was pretty serious. But on the weekends, I would, hang out with the outcasts.
Why'd you want to be a normie, Steve?
Yeah. Because I wanted to fit in. I thought that, but I mean, I also like those kids too. I mean, I like everybody. It's like, I don't like the difference between normies and outcasts. I think we should all get along.
I do too. $1 million question now for me is, Rebecca, would you be a normie or would you be an outcast?
Please. I just choose Outcast every single day of my life. I tried to be a little bit of a normie in high school too, but being an Outcast
Jesse was
is more
the
fun.
quarterback of the football team, so you can guess what he
I was a closet normie.
Wait.
That's so good. Are you familiar with the "How do you do, fellow kids" meme?
Yes.
Yeah, of course you are. It's one of the best memes around. It's Steve on a show from years ago going, "How do you do, fellow kids?" And I wonder if anyone on the show Wednesday brings that up to you because you're back in like a high school setting. Like, oh, the guy from the meme is here.
You know, they didn't.
Oh, well, they should have.
You know, but I once dressed up as that character for Halloween, you know. And,
that's good.
I was curious to see if anybody
got it.
About 4 people knew, and then I thought, I guess it wasn't a hit. And then I told my son about it. He goes, check the internet. He just Google you and Halloween, and it came up, and it was like,
oh, it had gone viral.
Some people had taken pictures, semi-viral. I don't know how viral, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, we know you're a really, really busy guy, so we really appreciate you stopping by.
Oh,
Steve.
please, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Incredible. Of course, you can watch Wednesday Season 2, Part 1. It's out right now, and Part 2 on September 3rd, only on Netflix. All right.